All right, so this video is going to be a really quick tutorial and how-to with using IFTTT, which is if then that, and connecting it with Discord via webhooks. So what's really interesting about this this approach is that it's more portable in a sense than using bots. So if you have webhook permissions in any server, you can set this up to automatically post whenever you go live on Twitch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to set it up for YouTube in a test server because I'm not going to go live on Twitch right now, and I have some videos on YouTube that I can test this with to make sure that it's actually configured correctly. Okay, so here I have IFTTT, which is again if this then that. It's one of two services that I use to do this kind of thing with webhooks. So there's IFTTT and there's Zapier or Zapier. IFTTT is free. Zapier is free to a point, but it also has more advanced functionality. So if you want to do things that are more complicated than just the pure like if this then that, then you might want to use a different service like Zapier, or maybe code your own. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new applet. And so basically you would come here, you go to new applet when you're logged into IFTTT, basically same as you would with any other service. You create an account. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the if. So the if is choosing a service, and if something occurs on that service, it's going to process that, and then it's going to push it to the then that. So the if that I'm going to use here is going to be for YouTube. So the YouTube is, you have a couple of options here. Now this is kind of limited, so you can't do everything you might want, but there are quite a lot of options that you can follow here. And so what I'm going to do is if a new public video uploaded by you, then what I want to do is I want to send this over to Discord. And Discord's not actually built into this, but what you can do is you can set this up with a webhook. So you go to Webhooks, and then you say what it is that you want to do. So I'm going to post the URL for the webhook. So now I need to set up the webhook in Discord. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to my server settings, and then go down to webhooks, and then create a webhook. And so this is just going to be YouTube post video posted. Let's say that's going to be the name of it. You can customize this however you want. You can even insert a picture, because ultimately this is going to be a bot. So you'll see what it looks like when it's done. So this is going to post in general. And now I have this webhook URL here. This is what I'm going to use to put in this URL field in IFTTT. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to put it over here. Now, this is what is it that I want you to do with this webhook. And what I want you to do is I want you to make a post. Okay. Now there's more behind this for like what exactly all these methods are, but for this purpose in this kind of tutorial video, we're just going to worry about posting. And then what do we want to do? Well, the way that this is passed is there's a lot of different ways to do this. Discord accepts JSON files, so that's what we're going to do. And then we need a body. So for our body, I need to look up exactly what it's going to be. Okay, so I found what I need for this body. So this is actually just some JSON right here, and I don't know exactly what parameters you can pass to Discord. So you could look up what this is, or you could just use exactly the one that I have here. I'll post this one in the description of this video so that you can use it yourself. But ultimately, if you want to customize this more, then the sky's the limit. This is code, so you can do whatever you really want with it. So we're going to create this action. So we have everything set up. We're sending it to the right URL. We're posting. We're sending a JSON file, and then the body of the JSON file is given right here. Okay. So we're going to create the action. Okay. It's got to refresh that, and then we're finished. So I don't want any notifications here. I'm going to click finish, and then we're going to test this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Discord server. Not delete it. I'm going to go back to the Discord server, and I have a video in waiting right here. So basically what IFTTT and Zapier will do is they're going to call the API for the service that you're pulling the if from. periodically. I think it's like 5 to 15 minutes. But in order to test this, what we want to do is we actually want to tell it to do it right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this video that I have to public. So it's just a video for my Twitch stream. So that's public now. And then I'm going to click check now, and provided everything works the way that it's supposed to, it posts automatically. So this is, yeah, this is great. So anytime that I post a video from now on, it's automatically going to be sent to my Discord server. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. You can interface this with Twitch. So if I want to go back, make another applet, so go new applets. So this is what I would be doing if I was making a webhook for somebody else's server. So what I would do is I would ask somebody that I'm friends with, that I know pretty well, if they will allow me to have webhook permissions in the channel that they have for self-promote. So then I would go to new stream started by you. You have to connect. So part of what you're not seeing here, because I have it set up already, is that you need to connect your accounts with your account information. So I'm frozen here. Let me fix this real fast. Deactivate, activate. Okay, so we're unfrozen. So you would have to log in with your credentials like you would with like just about anything else, but I've done that already. So I've logged in with my Twitch credentials, and then I want to create another webhook here. So I go webhook, and then we can make a web request, get a URL from the channel that you have the permissions from. So you could go to any channel that you have here that you have permissions from. I'm not going to do that because I don't want you guys to see any sensitive information from another channel. But basically, you do exactly what I did here. So let's create another channel. This is a test. And then here, what I can do is I can go to edit channel, then webhooks, create a webhook. And then if I'm doing this in somebody else's server, they've set up the permissions for me, then I can take this URL, put it here, go through the exact same process that I went through before. And every time that I go live on Twitch, then it will post an alert to their channel. So you don't have to do what I've done before and I've seen a lot of people do. And that's go to a whole bunch of different people's Discord channels and then copy and paste your going live alert. Or ask them to like add you to their bot or something. You can do all of this manually if they give you permission to set up webhooks. Okay, so that's going to be it for this. I'm going to probably be making several videos kind of like this because there's quite a number of things that you can do with webhooks beyond using IFTTT. So you don't have to use a web service to call an API. You can write code to do that on your own. And the advantage to doing that is that the options that you have here are somewhat limited. So the options that you have here are somewhat limited. So you see, like when I was looking at YouTube here, there's only like 5 options that you have. So you don't have, for instance, anything about if somebody liked your video. So this is triggered every time you like a video. But what if somebody likes your video? Or what if somebody subscribes to you? Or what if somebody posts a comment? So none of these things are in here, but these are things that you can get from the API if you write code to call the API and you request that information. They haven't implemented all of that into IFTTT, and they may not because those are less common things that people might do. So there'll be more videos like this coming up, but I hope this was helpful for you guys. People say like and subscribe. I don't give a shit if you do or not. I just hope that this was helpful. All right, take these, guys.